Hey guys, what's up? It's Fern. Welcome back to another planty video. So today I'm going to be giving you an update on how my plants in pon are doing. So if you missed it, I made a video all about how I mix my own pon and potting some of my plants in that and just giving some general information about it. I will link it here if you want to go watch that. So today's kind of going to be a follow-up on that. I have all the plants that I showed in that video here and I'm going to let you know how they've been doing. And then I do have a couple more plants that I want to pot into pon today. So I'm gonna be doing that after this first part of the video. And then I'll just be giving some of my general thoughts, just another little update. I've been experimenting with pon for several months now. So yeah, let's just start off and I will show you the plants that I have in pon. Okay, so this is the first one that I'm going to show you. This is my Anthurium viridifolium, one of my favorite anthuriums that I saved from root rot, and it's slowly been recuperating. So this is one of the plants that I actually potted up into pon during that video. So it's been in here for, I'm going to say almost a couple of months now, and it has given me a new leaf. I'm filming on my old camera, so focusing is going to be a problem. There we go. This is the new leaf right here. It is so stinking cute. It's really soft too. It's very tiny, but honestly, I'm fine with that. I'm just happy that it's showing new growth. And I can see a root right there. It's just like kind of green. I don't know if you'll be able to tell. But so far, so good on this guy. Actually, to be honest with you, pretty much all of these plants are doing awesome. So that's gonna be the general gist of the update. Next is my Alocasia Black Velvet. Now I can't remember what this plant looked like in the last pon video, but I think it might have had its old leaf. So this is a new leaf that it put out, and it's actually giving me a second one now. It's like just started kind of poking through. So I'm very excited about that. The only concern that I have with this one is there is quite a bit of algae, but that's kind of my fault. That's just what's to be expected when this is a clear vessel sitting under a lot of light. It sits right under my Mars Hydro Grow light, so very bright, and you're just bound to get algae. So I'm thinking of ways that I can combat this, and I think I might end up painting some glass vessels, because if there's something blocking from the light, then you're not gonna have that problem. I haven't noticed any negative effects on the plant or anything like that. Obviously it's doing really well, but just like aesthetically, it's kind of annoying. Next is my beautiful Calathea warshawixii, which is one of my favorite plants. I'm just obsessed with this little thing, and it has given me another new leaf, you guys. Actually, you can probably see better this way. There is its newest leaf. It's still emerging, but it's bigger than the last leaf. This was the last one, just this little guy. So yeah, this is the new one coming in. And I'm so thrilled about it. This one is doing really well. This is like the only one that I can't really see roots on the outside. I can just see like old roots that kind of look like they're dying off, but I'm assuming something is happening with the roots and it's doing well since it's giving me new growth. So yeah, I've just been keeping an eye on it and it looks good so far. Okay, next I'm going to show you my Hoya polymura. Now this is actually showing quite a bit of root growth along the outside of the glass. I don't know if you can even see, there's a bunch of roots there. But it is not showing me any leaf growth. It still looks the same. It's just the two sets of leaves. They seem really healthy though. They're still like a really dark, beautiful green, and it looks great. I'm just waiting for it to give me some new growth. And then I have my beautiful Tenanthe liberciana, and it is doing really well. As you can see, it's given me tons of new leaves. I feel like this thing has just been like growing like crazy. I did let this dry out too much at one point. That's something that I'll talk about later on. But because of that, I lost a couple leaves, they yellowed, and then I also got some crispy tips that I just went ahead and cut off. But yeah, that's just something that can happen with these types of plants with inconsistent watering. So yeah, let it dry out too much, but it's definitely bounced back and looks beautiful. And then last but not least is my Anthurium clarinervium. Here she is. So This plant I also let dry out too much. This thing got bone dry and I didn't even know. And it happened to be when it was pushing out a new leaf, unfortunately. So the new leaf became kind of deformed, which is too bad, but honestly it's fine. It's just a lesson. I need to stay more on top of making sure that there's water in these. And I think that it's actually still growing. So we'll see how big it ends up getting. I'm not too worried about it. It actually looks like it is going to be putting out another new leaf pretty soon. So yeah, it's happy otherwise. And it is letting go of this leaf, but it's just an older leaf that I'm not really concerned about. So yeah, as long as there's active growth, I'm honestly really happy. So that's my update for all of the plants that I currently have in pond. Maybe I'll give my thoughts and kind of just talk about how things have been going so far, and then we will go ahead and pot up some more plants into pond. So as you can see, so far it's going really well. I haven't lost any plants. I've just had like, you know, a couple bumps in the road, and that was because of my lack of keeping up with the watering. I will say that I've needed to water these more than I thought I would. Like, the water gets used up kind of surprisingly quickly. I feel like with my leca plants, the water stays in the reservoir for such a long time. But these I have to stay just a little bit more on top of. I mean, it's not super fast or anything. I'm just a chronic underwater anyways, so sometimes by the time I get to add some more into these guys, they're dried out. So I'm now aware of that, and I'm gonna be better about making sure there's just like a small amount of water in them at all times. The only real qualm I've been having is the algae, which I kind of addressed. I'm thinking of painting the pots. I'm thinking of doing that trash to terracotta thing. I don't know if you've seen it. It's like a hashtag on Instagram, but it's where people mix, I think, acrylic paint and baking soda, and it kind of gives it like a stone-like or terracotta texture. So I might go ahead and paint some glass vessels like that. But if you guys have any ideas for ways that I can block out the sunlight, let me know, leave them down below. But yeah, that's pretty much the only thoughts that I really have to add at this point. I'm really happy the plants are all doing well, and I'm excited to see how they do keeping them in pond kind of longer term, because it still has only been a few months. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Let's go ahead and I will show you the plants that we're gonna pot up today. Okay, so the plants that we're gonna be potting today are Philodendron verrucosum. This guy has been living in perlite for quite a while now, a few months at least, and looks like it has some pretty good roots, so time to pot it up. Next is this little bitty Philodendron Florida Ghost. This is a wet stick with one tiny leaf. So I am excited to finally pot this guy up. And then we have my Begonia Brazilian Lady. I've been propagating this for a little while. It has some roots in there, so I'm actually gonna put that one into this cute little pot. So I'm really excited about that. I think it's gonna be such a cute combo. Okay, so I have my pond mixture right here, and let's just get started. I think I'm gonna start with the little begonia because it's probably the one I'm most excited to see. So I have this little net pot. I was thinking I could pot it in there and it could sit inside that pot, but I'm not sure if the pond's gonna fall through here or not, so let's find out. It might be okay actually. Like if I shake it, some of the small bits fall out, but it might be okay. So I'm just gonna pop it in this net. And fill it up with pond. That is what it looks like, and it's just gonna sit in this little pot. I'll fill that up with water later. That should work fairly well. Look at how cute. I love that so much. Okay, one done. And I think I'm gonna put my Philodendron Florida Ghost in this cup. So this one has holes on the bottom and then this one doesn't, so this is gonna act like the reservoir. So I've got to fill this up. I'm not as worried about the size of pot for my plants in pond because the roots are just gonna uptake as much water as they need. It's a little different than like potting your plant in soil in too big of a pot. So that is how that guy looks. This is so cute. I'll fill them up with water at the end. Oh yeah, and I'm gonna have to add fertilizer still as well. Okay, so this one I am gonna have to go rinse off the perlite at the sink. Let's try to, oh, I heard something snap. Try to be as gentle as possible. Oh, here it comes. Wow, this thing has got long roots. Look at that. Okay, I'm just gonna go rinse it off at the sink. Okay, I am back with clean roots and a clean jar. He's gonna be living in this almond butter jar still, so let's add some pon. I have another baby philodendron verrucosum that I just potted up in soil, so it'll be interesting to compare the growth. All right, so there is that guy. Now I'm just gonna go get the slow release fertilizer so we can add that in. All right, so I use the Osmocote Plus. Tiny amount. Like really only a few little balls for each one. And I'm just gonna put them in. All right, so we're basically finished. I'm just gonna fill them up with some plain tap water now, and I'm gonna fill them about 1/3 of the way. Alright guys, that is going to be it. I hope that you enjoyed this pon update and repot with me. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Leave me a comment down below. I would love to chat with you, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!